Right, we're in Dartmoor, or on Dartmoor, and I don't know if you can see that or not. Minus 4.1. It's cold, but best seems okay at the moment. I've got a I can't really do an awful lot about the light, I'm afraid. Oh. I've put the burner on, and I've lit that quite easily. I keep the meths warm in my pocket, and the little stove, the little pot that holds the meths, I just warm in my hands while it's empty, and then I put it down on the foil, pour the meths in, and then strike it, and it lights up straight away without any problem. I was feeling a little bit headachy, so I thought I've probably a caffeine deficiency, because I drink a ton of tea at home, and I've only had one tea this evening, so that's why I thought I'd put another drink on. Shoes have frozen solid, and we've only been here a short while. It's 6:30, so I've been inside the Trailstar for about an hour and a half, and the temperature has dropped from about 1 degree or -1 down to -4.1 now. So you can see, you can't see best. Yeah. No, that doesn't really work very well, but that's Bess. She seems okay at the moment. I'll keep an eye on her. That's Bess's water. And as you can see, that has frozen solid. I've put my taken my trousers off, obviously, and I've put my socks under there. I wore Cormac socks and merino socks. The seal skins have frozen. Not too worried about that at the moment. There's not a lot I can do about it, I don't think. But I'm very warm and comfortable. My hands are cool, but that's because I'm holding the torch. I can't really show you anything, because I don't think it'll work looking at me. Anyway, I think my water has just boiled, so I'm going to make a tea, and then and that's Bess's food there. I was reading my book here, and that's my phone, which of course there's no signal here. But yeah, I'm going to make a tea, and then maybe catch you later this evening, or I'll try and do a quickie in the morning. Right, well, morning has arrived, and as you can see, that says minus 4.7. And again, it's difficult to show anything with my head torch. Everything is absolutely frozen solid. I thankfully managed to keep the water free. That's Bess's water from her water bowl that froze, so I had to put fresh in. I didn't put her bed, a soft bed under her, just the multi-mat, because the towels that I use to dry her, they have solidified, so I made sure they weren't near her. I didn't want her to get cool. It is actually snowing inside the Trailstar. I'm not sure what you can see, but there is a little bit of sort of glinting stuff going on there on my trousers, and there's a little bit of glinting on the sleeping bag. Now I'm just going to show you how I like my mess. Now I don't know how this is going to work, so I may have to edit this a bit probably, but let's just let's see. Let's put it on the widest setting, and fingers crossed. I'll try and talk to you while I'm doing this. Just take my gloves off. Right, I take my mouth out of my pocket. I lie on my tummy. Obviously take water out, just put that there. Oh, just put that there so you can see. Right, measuring cup. Oh, just give this a little. Right, there's nothing in it, but I was just warming up just making sure that's not frozen, so that when I put the maths in, it's not, it doesn't chill the maths immediately. Right, let's see. Yeah, that's lit. See. Put that there. And that there. So that is how you like maths at minus 4.7. So I hope you got that. Right, I did the same thing as I did last time with Bess's pack. I've put that at the end. As I say, Bess got through the night pretty well actually, I think. I don't think there's any major problems there. I think she's a little on the cool side now, but I've given her some more food and she seems okay. I think obviously having wet stuff under her would be a very bad idea because that would freeze, so I think she's better off on the multi-mat and then keeping herself warm unless she's dry, and then put something on or under her. But I think in this she did very well. As I say, I'm quite surprised at all the snow that's fallen in here. My trousers are quite icicle-y. I put my socks, I don't think you can see them, but my socks I've put under my bed because I remembered reading or hearing somewhere to do that with socks or anything that you want to dry out a bit is to put them under your mat. So I did that. So I've got my tea and breakfast. The time is 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock at the moment. I say it's minus 4.9 now. Whew. Tell you one thing, I am not looking forward to getting out of this sleeping bag today. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to arrange things, so you know, I may not get another video done because it might be a case of sort of chucking everything together as quickly as possible. And I must admit, I don't do packing up quickly. So I did bring some surgical gloves with me, so that might help prevent my hands from getting wet from the ice and everything. So that might help. I did notice obviously a little bit of condensation or damp on the, I don't think it was condensation, I think it's just the damp that just is around, or the icy damp around the top of the sleeping bag where my head is. But that wasn't, you know, it hasn't affected the sleeping bag at all. I was a little bit cool in the sleeping bag, but not frozen. So I don't know if you can see it. But there's a little bit of condensation on the mat there from under me. I did notice a few times a little bit cool inside the sleeping bag, even though this is a minus 15 bag. But I did notice a little cool. I suspect that's probably the zip. I think air was probably getting in under the zip, so I did, even though it's got the double baffles, I did notice the zip area being a bit cool sometimes. So I did try to sort of turn the sleeping bag to have the zip down. But anyway, I better have something to eat. Well, that's where I was camped, just there. And it was a good enjoyable camp. Cool, but nice. Just show you my shoes. They were, as you remember, completely my shoes were completely frozen, and I couldn't get them on, so I must admit I did have to tiddle on them. So I'm glad I was alone, because if I'd have been in any company, I don't think I could have tiddled, because I'm not very good at going around other people. So that was lucky, because I'd never have got them on otherwise. I think I'd have had to have boiled up water or something, and that would have put me back a bit. So I haven't done the laces up, but it's just a short walk back to the car, and I put everything away. Put most of the stuff away inside the tent, or inside the Trailstar. Bit pooped now. It's just the sun's just starting to come up. Oh, I know another thing I'll show you. Inside the tent, oh, I couldn't quit a tent. I'm too tired, too exhausted. Inside the Trailstar, it was 5.4, but 8.1 now. Minus 8.1, that is, of course. So it's certainly cooled down a lot. You can see it's very icy. Must have, I think last night must have been a hell of a lot colder than the night before when I got here, because it wasn't this icy on that occasion. You know, yesterday morning wasn't this icy. I'm glad for everything that I brought. I used all my main equipment. I used my booties, I put my booties on when I first got into the Trailstar, because my feet were on the cool side. So I put the booties on at the very beginning, and then I put them on again. I put the down booties on again this morning, and I'm glad for the Therm XLite, because that gave a little extra separation from the ground for the down mat, but it also enabled me to kneel on it when I was putting the sleeping bag away, and it gave me something to stand on when I had to tiddle on my shoes. So I'm very, very glad I brought that. You can see Bess just wandering off in the distance. She knows exactly where we're going. She did remarkably well, to be honest. Very impressed with Bess here tonight, last night. I had 3 pairs of gloves with me. One I keep in with my sort of nighttime stuff, so I pack those away. That's a pair of chocolate fish possum, merino possum gloves. Very, very light, but I must admit they're nice and warm. And I've just got these very light merino gloves for well, for this sort of thing really. And then I've got a pair of Wind Pro gloves, and I use those for putting everything away, but they're a little bit damp now, so I've put them away. I brought the surgical gloves, but I didn't use them. I thought the idea was I was going to put them over a pair of gloves to stop my gloves getting wet, but in the end, you know, I didn't do that. There's Bess. Really glad I brought that mat for her. I think that made the biggest difference, because the towels just froze. So if I'd have put her bed down and that had got damp, it would have just frozen. So I think that wouldn't have been very good. But there was nothing to freeze on that. So that actually worked much better than expected, to be honest. So moving forward, I'll have to decide whether I actually need her extra coat, an extra bed. I'll probably still keep bringing it for the time being, but on all the trips I've done so far, I've not used them. But I'm quite reluctant to leave them behind for the moment. But just give you a quick look around. Sun's just poking up over there. I did manage to sleep in just 2 layers, a long sleeve merino zip top and Patagonia long sleeve R1 regulator type top, both zipped. And I wore a buff around my neck and a down hat. And as I say, inside the tent it appears to have been Trailstar. It appears to have been down to about -4 or 5, minus 5.4 I think was the lowest I saw this morning. But obviously it must have been a little bit warmer in there than out here. I can't, now out here it's saying 0.7 degrees, so it's suddenly warmed up a little bit with that sun. But I bet if I stopped and just laid it away from the sun, I bet it's not 0.7 degrees. Just remembered my phone is on, and it just beeped twice, so I hope that hasn't caused any interference. I'm not using the microphone here. I'm not far from getting back now, so I'll be in the car in the next sort of 5 minutes or so. Very close to the car on these trips. And then I'll see what the spring brings again. But, well, thanks for watching, and I hope you haven't been too bored or fed up or anything, but I'll hopefully catch you again soon. Toodaloo.